Listen up. An American operative with a grievance against his country is missing and has malfunctioned. His agenda represents a threat to our national interests, and he must be neutralized at all costs. Anything in this man's possession is of vital importance and must be captured intact. The man himself is expendable. He is not to be underestimated. A master of infiltration, deception, sabotage, and psych warfare. For all intents and purposes, ladies and gentlemen, a mind-reading, shape-shifting incarnation of chaos. For your safety, and for those around.
Keep going. Finish it off.
Finish it
off.
Finish it
Finish
off.
him off.
You got it.
Do not consider him dead until you have driven a wooden stake through his open heart. This is not a drill.
Yeah.
Boom.
Briggs is the fucking
Briggs.
Let's
You-
go.
His eyebrows.
Dude.
Yeah.
We've now
So
seen
So
the
it's like his
final
haircut,
reckoning.
just like he's a cop.
One of my only notes on the final reckoning, not enough Briggs.
Yeah. That's,
Shea Wiggum deserves more screen time.
mm-hmm.
But you know what? He gets ample screen time in Christopher McQuarrie's Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. Formerly Dead Reckoning Part 1.
Yes, they changed it.
Now it's just Dead
We-
Reckoning.
We made it.
But I watched it on 4K UHD, spoilers, and
Mhm.
I have it. And
It says Part 1.
It says Part 1.
But yeah, this
yeah,
is the last one.
We made it to the end. It was more like Mission Impossible. Oh, no, it was just a month. We started in April.
Yeah.
Yeah, we made it to the end of the month. We've seen the final reckoning.
Yep.
We all saw it in IMAX. We got the popcorn bucket.
We
got the key.
Yeah, beautiful.
Mhm.
We got the keys.
And the entity wants me to not ask, but I'm going to anyway. What are we drinking?
Oh,
wow.
nice.
A lot of good transitions here.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, boys, I reached back into the well for this one.
Oh,
Nice.
So bad.
oh, they're freezing.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
And also,
Liquid
before we started recording, Billy supplied
Mhm.
lasagna.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Lasagna
the
pod.
pod.
Lasagna.
You.
This
Wait.
is the lasagna. pod.
Way to end off the Mission Impossible.
I had to.
I can't get mine.
Fingernails.
There we go. Oh yeah.
Dude, last time I had Liquid Death.
Oh,
Piss City.
Is this like the same exact thing we had?
Yeah, I think
Yeah, it's just the
it's
regular.
so smooth. It's like the smoothest water. It really is.
It's so good.
We're going to be
It-
going to the bathroom.
It murders your thirst.
We're going to be hydrated.
Straight pipe. I mean, really. No better way to define it.
Should we
What?
just chug 'em?
19.2 ounces.
Everybody
What an
chug.
odd amount.
Recycle or die. Is that a threat?
It is.
Yeah.
But yeah,
All right.
no, great
I
water.
will try my hardest to protect the earth. This infinitely recyclable can of Stone Cold Mountain Water clawed its way from deep inside the earth to murder your thirst.
Why are they still like metal with it?
Because Liquid Death.
Hell yeah.
It's so threatening. Once cracked open, no thirst is safe from liquid death.
No.
I mean, it's water, yeah.
When a group of
mountain
teenagers set off
water.
into the mountains for a weekend of drinking regular water in plastic bottles, they became hunted by an aluminum can of mountain water that was dead set on murdering their thirst and recycling their souls.
What do you guys think Tom Cruise's drink of choice is? Like kombucha?
Martinis. Yeah. Oh, he's on kombucha. He's a guy.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
All into
Yeah.
that.
Personal
All
boys
into
with
that.
GT Dave.
Uh-huh.
He makes it.
Do you think there's like something scientific about this water that gets you more hydrated than the next water?
pH levels? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Liquid Death. Give us the spot.
Like I feel
want it.
like my
Need
thirst is quenched after drinking this.
Well, yeah, it's
I don't
murder.
know.
But when I drink something like Tops water, I feel even more thirsty.
Well,
after.
why-
you're the
is that?
clown for drinking Tops water.
I don't know if we're I'm stupid, but like, why?
But is there something like technically
Wait, what was
about
what
this
was your
water?
question?
Like, why?
Why what?
Why do I feel like significantly more like
Quenched?
quenched?
Hydrated?
Yeah, hydrated. Yeah,
I really don't know.
I don't know.
It's a
David's
secret.
just munching on a piece of bread.
pH level
Yeah, I
or
have some
something.
bread.
I don't know. I don't know.
You know, 'cause
Well, it's-
I don't like lasagna, so I'm
I don't either.
still eating some bread.
Said
you know?
no one ever.
I think if you had some
Lasagna.
lasagna, your mind would change. You'd be like, "Oh, I've been missing out."
Cruise?
I'm
We think
back.
lasagna fan?
Oh yeah,
What do we think his favorite food is? Like Tom Cruise's ideal dinner?
I feel like he's something like strange, like Moroccan or like Ethiopian.
Well, you got to think this man's been all over the world. He's probably had some.
Yeah.
he definitely likes steak with asparagus.
He likes a
Definitely.
good steak.
Oh.
Yeah, like he definitely does like the upside down fork, like
Mhm.
you know. What I mean?
100%.
Like 4th of July, he definitely doesn't have hot dogs. dogs.
No.
He's
No.
grilling steaks.
He's
Oh,
doing
steaks.
He's probably never had a hot dog.
But he doesn't buy the cheap stuff. He gets the good stuff.
Do you think
Oh.
Cruz has a Traeger? Is he smoking anything?
Mhm.
Some smoked ribs?
What do you think he's actually? He's not
Brisket,
cooking.
Oh yeah.
brisket ribs.
No, he's definitely not.
He
cooking.
isn't
Yeah, he's not
cooking.
cooking.
No.
He hasn't cooked.
That's what he asked.
No,
for.
you know what? No, he definitely does. And he's like, I don't need somebody to cook for me. I'm my own man.
I'm just thinking, we were saying Cruz has never eaten a hot dog. I'm picturing if he was like for some reason gonna play Joey Chestnut, and he like had to for the training to beat Joey Chestnut, like had to forge a relationship with hot dogs.
Do you think
That
Tom
would just be a
Cruise
funny
could do
story.
that?
6 months of.
Do you think he's dedicated? Like, if he was dedicated
Oh,
enough,
yeah.
do you think he could?
I-
be the best
the,
at.
the man
Eating hot dogs?
never.
really fast.
The man always shocks
I'm not
me.
gonna doubt him
Yeah.
with whatever he
Yeah,
wants
yeah,
to do.
really.
I'm just picturing there's like 6 months of training with Joey Chestnut.
Yeah.
It's like I had to learn how to loosen my jaw.
Mhm.
You know,
Open
really
his stomach.
for maximum hot dog.
Do we
Widen
ever
my
see
throat.
Ethan Hunt ingest food in any of these movies? I don't think
We see
do.
him and Luther share a couple beers, but food.
Food? I don't think so.
Yeah,
He probably
doesn't stop.
runs
There's
on
gotta-
just straight liquid.
There's got to be a point in time when he's like kind of like eating like a snack or something. When he's like proposing when he's like pitching something.
He
Possible.
definitely like
trying to
trail
think.
mix.
Yeah, trail
Ethan
mix.
Hunt is a trail mix.
Definitely
Yeah.
not in the last. I'm trying to think back to like maybe like in 3 when it opens and he's having like the house party with Michelle Monaghan
Yeah.
and Aaron Paul comes up to him. But no, I don't know because then like he dumps all the ice and he's like gotta get more ice. Yeah, I don't know. That's actually a really good question. I wonder if any food is eaten by anyone in these movies.
I don't think so. I don't think there's.
I don't
No,
not in this
Not
movie.
that I can recall.
No, definitely not. Yeah, not in this movie.
I feel like Luther's the kind of guy who has like a meatball sub
A
Wrap-
meatball
wrapped,
bomber.
wrapped in foil,
Yeah.
like in his like high tech laptop bag.
A meatball submarine.
Yeah. He keeps one on standby at all times.
Yeah,
That's the perks of working in the van, you know.
Yeah.
and burgers.
Yeah.
Loves
Oh,
burgers.
yeah.
Loves burgers. Oh, loves
Yeah,
burgers.
I can only think of it at the end of Mission Impossible and at the end of Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol when there's celebratory drinks.
Out of all of the IMF, which one do you think is the biggest? Like, which one do you think likes lasagna the most? Just because it's a lasagna.
Out
you
of-
have to.
Out of all 7 movies,
Or
or
I
8
think
now, I should say.
Benji's.
Benji.
He
Benji
gives
loves
off
lasagna.
lasagna.
That's- yeah.
That makes
Lasagna
sense.
vibes.
Yeah,
He gives off lasagna vibes.
trying to think. Maybe like Emilio Estevez in one.
Yeah.
Like maybe when he was up in the elevator shaft, he was like, "Oh man, I've got leftover lasagna when I get home." And then he got
So
fucking
stoked.
impaled. Fuck.
Yeah, Benji. for
Yeah,
sure.
I'm thinking that's. I don't even remember Estevez's name because
Me neither.
you just scrapped it.
Was it Jack?
Yeah,
It was
okay.
Jack.
It was Jack.
Or maybe Jim Phelps if I'm still thinking of one. Maybe John Voight likes a good lasagna.
Mhm.
Like
No.
when he's on the plane. I don't know. In-flight lasagna. Anyone?
We need to have some lasagna on a plane.
One thing before we continue on. A gadget. I think Billy told me about this. Got me thinking about a gadget that I didn't think of last week. A gadget that when you go to the movies, every time you walk in the theater, the movie starts playing.
Yeah, that's what
That's
we were
just
talking
playing
about.
God. I
What were
don't
we
even know
talking
how
Yeah,
that
it
works.
was you and me. Yeah, I remember we were like saying like I wish like the movie started like right when we walked in, not like who cares about anybody else. And then
Instead
you
of-
were like, "Ooh, that'd be a cool gadget."
Yeah.
Get into a 7:00 movie at 7:10 and still having 15 minutes of stuff.
Yeah, and even if we're late, like it holds off
Yeah.
somehow.
That's just arranging a private screening.
Makes it pretty-
Every time you walk in, it starts. Or you have a button that starts when you want it to.
Right
If
when
you
you,
like,
What would the gadget be? Like, how would that work?
Just your brain.
Goes in your
it
eyeball.
like
say, I
it
feel like
connect,
that's more
I don't
just
know,
like-
it like hacks the projector to start the movie.
yeah, it's like a module that you can just kind of like add increase time. Like it gives a countdown in the movie, but you can increase the time or you can just decrease it. Yeah,
That'd
it's
be
like you
very
got you have
convenient.
15 minutes till your movie starts, and we're at Outback, and we're struggling to pay for our food
Waiting for the
because
check to come.
and we have 15 minutes left, and we're losing hope. And then you're like, let me add 5 minutes. Comes around, gosh, you know, whatever. We're walking to the movie theater 20 minutes later, and we're there, and we're like, oh, there's still 5 minutes left. Let me just take all the time off. Boom, it starts.
I thought I was gonna miss a little bit of Final Reckoning because I waited in line to get that beauty right there,
Mhm.
and theater was fucking nuts.
Yeah.
What?
And we were right in
Which you
the
love to see.
right. Oh, you love to see it.
Love.
And we were right in the center of our IMAX row, and it was very long. So I had to come through one side, put all my stuff down, and
Go
then
out
I was
the
like,
other.
I gotta pee before this thing starts. It was during the Smurfs trailer. And then I left, and I was wearing a blazer and dress pants because we had to dress for the occasion.
Speaking of, are we able to like add the picture of us
Yeah.
to the video? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they'll see it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I kind of
It's
Ethan
on
Hunt
social
media.
sprinted
Yeah,
down
it's
the
all on
hall,
social media.
down that very long hall to the bathroom in our IMAX theater. Then I came back and it was the trailer for Jurassic World Rebirth that I'm so sick of. And then I was like,
Mhm.
cool, Ethan Hunt's not on yet. I get to see Tom in all his glory.
Mhm.
I get to see, dinos. And then the Superman trailer played. And
Kind of sick of that one too.
I'm so over Rebirth. I've seen Jurassic World Rebirth over the last few months so many times.
Yeah.
We need another Speak No Evil Gran Turismo trailer that goes triple platinum among our small circle.
I'm kind of liking the him trailer.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
But every time I
Marlon
see F1, I'm like,
There's some moments where I'm like,
yeah,
I'm
F1's
fired.
just
I'm
like
fired. I'm fired up.
F1 could be the
I
next
can't
nice
wait
guys
for that.
outing.
yeah, it should be.
Dress up,
Let's
dress up in like race suits.
Yeah, I was just
When does it drop?
Get the whole
late
jumpsuit.
June.
Late June. Perfect.
In June.
In June. All right.
Yeah, but you remember when Speak No Evil was coming out with James McAvoy?
Mhm.
How crazy that
Yeah.
trailer was with the "Of course I'm a bloody doctor."
Of course, I'm a bloody dog.
I need something like that again.
Right.
Something that's just like this looks stupid, but like it's a lot of fun. Because like F1, I'm just genuinely excited.
I had so much fun with Speaking of
Oh, I liked it. It was way better than I thought. I thought it was
Yeah.
gonna suck ass.
It was actually
It was
like,
so
decent. Yeah.
yeah,
I
it was
liked
like a decent. McAvoy's going for it.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Wasn't that?
But,
the look on your face says.
Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1 is the 7th film in the franchise.
In our final podcast?
Yeah, our final pod.
Not our final pod, but our
Yeah,
Final Mission Impossible. Pod.
and stay tuned for some thoughts.
Yeah,
We'll talk about Final Reckoning
Just
after.
quick thoughts. No spoilers,
No
but yeah,
spoilers.
stay tuned for that.
To the end.
This
yeah.
is, of course, directed by Christopher McQuarrie.
Mhm.
Stars Tom Cruise, of course, Haley Atwell, Ving Rhames, Rebecca Ferguson, Simon Pegg, Henry Cherney is back, Shea Wiggum,
The
Greg
man.
Tarzan Davis, Pom Clementif, the whole gang's here. This movie was released on July 12th, 2023. Same weekend, I believe it was the same weekend as the limited release of Theater Camp.
Movie kind of sucks.
It does.
The movie wasn't great, but it means a lot to some people, I guess.
We're the wrong demographic.
But yes, maybe.
Yeah. Jimmy Tatro, top 10 highest grossing films of 2023. Of
Let's
course,
hear
we
it.
have to. This was only 2 years ago. Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1 is not among the 10.
Oh, wow.
2023 was a good year.
There were some
Let's hear 'em.
really
massive.
I remember it being
There were a couple massive movies this year. Number 10 is a movie I know none of us have seen, but it was a real. I've been tracking box office for many years because I'm a fucking dork, and this is one of the craziest things I've ever seen. Sound of Freedom. It was. Do you remember? Remember
yeah,
that? It was like
remember.
the human trafficking.
Yep.
Yeah,
Drama.
I remember that.
Yep.
I never saw it. Never even saw a trailer. It was like a Christian human trafficking movie that out of nowhere was like a huge fucking blockbuster. It was just so out of nowhere. Number 9. So I was number 10. Number 9, John Wick Chapter 4.
Oh yeah.
Great movie.
Mhm. Mhm.
Here's a not great movie. Number 8, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Ooh,
Well, of course though.
gross.
But even then, that was kind of like that's when Marvel really started to.
Yeah, but that's gonna be in there.
Yeah, but it's not among their higher
No.
grossing films. But they really put all their chips in on Jonathan Majors, and then a month later, he was
fell
canceled.
apart.
Number 7, Wonka.
I liked Wonka.
I haven't seen
It's
it.
alright.
It's fine for the kids,
I didn't see it.
Timothy,
But we gotta watch it.
Timotei.
We gotta watch it.
I'll watch Wonka.
Let's run
Let's
it.
watch it.
Hugh Grant's and Oompa
It's in the
Loompa.
time.
All right.
Yeah.
He is.
Wonka's the next
Yeah.
watch. Not.
That's
We
hilarious.
gotta watch Wonka.
Number 6,
We're doing it.
The Little Mermaid.
Mhm.
Okay.
Disney live action remake of a classic. It's going on right now with Lilo and Stitch. When they get the right one, not Snow White, but when they get the right one that Gen Z is nostalgic for, or millennials, Oh boy,
It works.
do they go see them in droves? Lilo and Stitch just fucking crushed this
Mhm.
past week. Number 5, the Best Picture winner and my favorite movie of 2023, Oppenheimer.
Mhm.
Yep.
Christopher Nolan's masterpiece.
Amazing.
I think it's his best movie. It's not my favorite one. It's my number
Yeah,
2.
I'm with you there.
But it's his best.
I think it's I'm really partial to Dark Knight,
So am I.
but Oppenheimer, incredible film. I will never forget seeing that in IMAX opening night.
Yeah.
I will. That's one of my favorite movie going
The
memories
soul vibrating
of
sound.
all time. I just
Unreal.
being in the lobby.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
It was sort of like that when we saw Final Reckoning the other night, but like 'cause it was night 1 of Barbenheimer, so people dressed up. There were a bunch of dudes dressed up like in suits with the hats. Like, as
Oh,
Oppenheimer.
yeah.
Sick. Yeah.
It was crazy.
Remember, we thought we weren't gonna see it for a second.
Mhm.
There was a slight delay.
There was like a power outage.
Yeah,
earlier.
during the previous screen, we went at like 9:30 or
Mhm.
some shit. It was a late show
Oh yeah.
in IMAX. Number 4,
But we saw it.
I've seen it many times. I saw it like 4 times theatrically.
Huh.
Number 4, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3,
Fuck yeah, I love that
a
movie.
good Marvel film,
Mhm.
unlike Quantumania.
James Gunn.
Yeah, that's
Thank
the
you,
thing.
James
Like, even though like Marvel has kind of been on a downswing not even just like in terms of quality, but like people like just don't care that much anymore. I think these movies are an exception, like the Guardians movie, because
Yeah.
I feel like even if people were checked out after Endgame, they're kind of separated enough where
Right,
it's like,
yeah.
all right, I'll go see
I
this.
agree.
Number 3, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse,
Mm.
fucking unbelievable.
Great film.
Yeah, amazing movie.
That
Spot.
It's the Miguel O'Hara sound. Number 2, movie I have not seen, the Super Mario Brothers movie.
It's
It's pretty good. It's a
Yeah,
children's
for
movie.
what it is.
Is that the one
Enjoy
where,
it.
better than
who
Minecraft.
voices Mario? Is it
Chris Pratt.
That is like the craziest casting of all time.
He spent hours. What was it, like stomping Koopas or whatever? Where he's like,
Dale.
I did not see that movie.
Just no Mario
So
accent.
number 1.
Just Chris
Yeah.
Pratt.
Number 1,
It's
this was an absolute sensation. Greta Gerwig's Barbie was the highest grossing film in 2023. A good movie.
It was good. Yeah. Fun time.
Ryan Gosling is fantastic.
The
in it.
guy.
Michael Cera.
Mhm.
Michael Cera's in
Will
there.
Thank
Ferrell.
God. John Cena.
Margot Robbie. Lizzo was in there, I believe.
Joe is in there.
He's in there.
There were a lot of people in
Mhm,
that.
there were.
Okay, Simu
Together.
Liu,
Loaded cast.
Emma Mackey. And I'm just thinking, no, not Charlie XCX. Although she did do music for it. That I don't know if we've seen anything like it since. Just an absolute out and out phenomenon.
Yeah. It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was a crazy time. Barbenheimer.
They keep trying to chase that high of like because
Saw
now
Patrol.
anytime 2 movies release on the same day, people are like, oh, what,
People
like,
are
mix them up.
doing
It's like
Doomsday now.
Mhm.
those movies, mark my words, will not come out on the same
Yeah,
day.
I
They
can't-
simply will not.
I cannot imagine.
Dune Messiah and Avengers Doomsday are not. That's just not gonna
It's not
happen.
possible.
Those
I don't
there
think.
are not that many IMAX screens out there. It can't happen. But yeah, like now every time, or like Wicked and Gladiator 2 came out on the same day this past November, and people were saying like Wickiator or whatever. Or, no.
That's pushing.
They were saying Glickit.
Oh,
I was just
that's
like,
even worse.
I was like, two movies have come out on the same day for like ever. Barbenheimer was not the first one. It was just an odd case where it was 2 movies by great filmmakers that people actually wanted to see
Uh-huh.
that were humorously completely different in tone.
Total opposites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have the bright candy colored visuals of Barbie and just absolute bleak.
Hi, Barbie.
We're fucking destroying the world in Nolan's Oppenheimer. And 2023 insane movie year. Like off of this, like there are some movies I really like on this list, like Oppenheimer and Wick 4. But like if you look at like the Oscars that year, you have Killers of the Flower Moon, you have Holdovers, Anatomy of a Fall, Poor
Anatomy of a
Things. It was a fantastic year. Even like stuff that wasn't on, like The Iron Claw
Mhm.
was fantastic. Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1 was some of the most fun I had in a theater that year.
Big year.
It was an amazing year.
And here's a first for the franchise. This is the first Mission Impossible film to be nominated for anything at the Oscars. It was nominated for
Crying.
2. Yeah, Fallout should have won Best Picture.
Mhm.
I'm not even fucking kidding. Here are it was nominated for Best Sound and Best Visual Effects. Sound went to Jonathan Glazer's The Zone of Interest, which can't really argue with there. That's using sound in a way I've never seen a movie do before. It's I don't know if it's one we're going to be covering on this pod, but it's unique. And then Best Visual Effects went to Godzilla -1, which I know had a lot of hype. I never saw.
Didn't see it.
Yeah, I didn't see it either.
It was all in Japanese.
It was a Japanese movie, yeah. Yep, interesting. Both movies it lost to were foreign language movies, and they were the first foreign language movies to win either of those awards. Because Zone of Interest is a British film, but it is entirely in German. And Godzilla -1 is a Japanese production. 2023, yeah. I mean, I'm not over this comment. I just said, Fallout should have won Best Picture.
Yeah.
So is this the episode where we get to resume Hank's cruise? The
Yes.
rivalry?
Thank you for reminding me.
The rivalry.
Yeah, so we covered
In our own
the
eyes.
90s. Yeah, I'm sure. I don't think they've really been after the same roles.
So what year did we end off?
So
The 2010s?
Yeah,
Or
we
2015
did the
2010 to 2015.
yeah for since after Ghost Protocol they started coming out in more rapid succession. I just did all the 2010s, and we're only a few years into the 2025s or the 2020s rather. And I'm scouring to get to the filmographies. I don't even have to look at Tom Cruise's filmography because he's had 3 movies come out this decade. So really, I got to go to Hanks.
Just
So
slow it down.
Cruise had 2022 Top Gun Maverick,
Mhm.
which was supposed to come out in 2020, and they sat on it for years after COVID because he wanted it in theaters, and it paid off. It was the biggest hit of his career. It's a wonderful movie.
Awesome.
That was like the first movies are back moment
Yeah.
after COVID, and that's kind of how the movie's remembered. It was a great time in IMAX, and then Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1.
The COVID.
This was a COVID production. There were some.
The mask.
I don't even know.
The video, the leaked
I
video.
totally
of Tom
forgot
Cruise.
about
I don't even know if it was over masks. I think the headline was just like breaking protocol because there wasn't like
bad.
He was really mad.
production had already been shut down.
But he was just dedicated.
Who was recording? Who was it? Who was it?
What intern
What do you think? What do you think he thought of that? Like leaked video.
sold like the video for like to $50 to TMZ probably?
Like
I
what do
think
you
it was just audio. I don't know if there was a video.
Yeah.
It was like a
audio.
video of like someone like holding their phone down. But like, what do you,
You
think
could hear
Cruise
him,
felt?
yeah.
How do you think Cruise felt? About
I mean,
the
Oh,
video?
he felt so betrayed that someone would
Yeah.
record that.
He
of
was-
him.
I can't believe someone would do this.
Oh, he was doing that.
He was honestly despite it all, like it was a pretty praised moment. People were like, "Yeah, like he didn't want the production to get shut down," which like I get, but in a vacuum, kind of it seemed kind of Grossman-esque
I worked on Cabrini when it was during COVID, and
during COVID. You have worked on a film.
we had to get tested every single day. And then if one person had COVID, I shut it all down.
I was reading all about the production of this movie.
Shut it all down.
It was a series of starts and stops.
yeah,
and that's why-
that's how it was.
That's why it took so long after Fallout to come, because they were going to shoot in 2020 in Italy, I think, and then COVID happens, and then they keep getting word of when they can start, and then like another like someone on set gets it, and they have to keep shutting down.
Well,
So it seemed to be a moment
That's
of
awful.
well, think about how many people are working in close spaces with each other. I mean,
That's the thing. That's why like he was trying to keep a tight set.
yeah, it's tough. So, and look, but like,
Him and McHugh.
I can see Cruz like in a crowd of people, and they're all surrounding his phone, watching the video, and he's looking around for whoever did it. Who did it?
I've got Hanks's 2020s. He's got way more, but I'm telling you right now, Cruise wins just based off of Top Gun Maverick. 2020 Cruise. Oreos. Or 2020 Hanks.
Oreos.
2020 Greyhound. That was an Apple film released during COVID on the Apple TV Plus streaming service, where he was like a captain of a World War II ship or some shit.
Have not seen.
Dad's probably watched it
Had
all,
not seen.
all around the world during
Oh,
the pandemic.
I have seen it.
You have?
I have.
I have not.
Pretty good.
2020, I guess he cameoed as himself in Borat's subsequent movie film. I don't remember that.
I don't
movie.
remember that at all.
I just remember the Rudy Giuliani sequence in that movie.
Mhm.
And then 2020
That's it.
News of the World, which was a Western where he was like with a young girl. That one actually did come out in theaters, I remember. Like during that Christmas when there were like 2 movies in some theaters. It was like that and Promising Young Woman. 2021, Finch, another Apple joint. I think he had like a robot dog or some shit. 2022, a much talked about performance in Baz Luhrmann's Elvis.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
he was pretty good, honestly, in that.
I don't know. I think he was doing a little too much.
I loved Elvis.
I thought the movie was fine. I thought
yeah.
Tom Hanks. I thought Butler was amazing. I thought Hanks was going for it.
Hanks made me uncomfortable.
I think I
When
liked
is
him
he gonna
because
sing the Santa Claus?
he wasn't Tom Hanks in the movie. I think that's why I can get on board with it for this.
Yeah,
It was memorable.
I liked it though. I love that movie.
I thought the movie was pretty good. One of the better music biopics. Like, take that over Bohemian Rhapsody any day. 2022.
100%.
Pinocchio, the Disney Plus live action remake. He played Geppetto. And it was directed by his frequent collaborator Robert Zemeckis, who's just not hitting like he did in the 20th century. And A Man Called Otto, which was a remake of A Man Called Ove, who was Norwegian. He played like a grouchy old man. That movie did pretty well in the theaters, with old people. 2023, he joins the Wes Anderson ensemble for the first time at Asteroid City. Played Jason Schwartzman's father-in-law. It's a good movie. I like that one. 2024, Freaky Tales. I don't know what that is.
Me either.
And Here, another Zemeckis movie that took place all in one room over several decades. Heard it was an interesting swing from Bobby Z. I don't know if it really paid off. And now 2025, he's in the Phoenician Scheme, which we have not seen yet. But
He's just firing them off.
But yeah, I mean, he's working with Robert Zemeckis twice. He's working with Wes Anderson twice. Does 2 Apple movies. Goes for it in Elvis. However, I think Cruise wins.
Yeah, handily.
He had the biggest hit of his entire 40-year career in 2022. Top Gun Maverick was a phenomenon. And then 2 Mission Impossible movies as well. And he's got a movie coming out next year. That's his return to like drama. Directed by Alejandro Gonzalez Iñárritu of Birdman and The Revenant fame. And I'm very excited to see that. But yeah.
Gotta give it to Cruise.
Maverick was a monster. And it's one of the best movies he's ever done. Yeah, Cruise, Hanks. Do you guys think who do you think Tom Hanks would be in the IMF? Like, if in Dead Reckoning, like, maybe not even in the IMF, just like who, like, kind of like how we do, who could Ed Harris have played, who could Tom Hanks play?
Just some official. He would be someone.
Yeah.
Someone in a suit.
I could see him in like the Cary Elwes role in this one as Denlinger.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm the director of national intelligence.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I'm trying to do Tom Hanks.
When I do Tom Hanks, I can only think of Woody.
Saying no.
Yeah, like when he's like, "Thank you, Sid," and then the car rushes past the match. He's like, "No. Rockets explode."
Toy.
My only real, I mean, obviously, we talked a bit about the troubled production of this movie with COVID and everything, but the only real like note I had, there was an actor that was before Gabriel was even a character, and like Isai Morales was in the cast. There was an actor that had signed on to play just like I think before they had like the script for this movie, the villain of Mission Impossible 7. I'll let you guys guess. I will give you a hint. British.
Ooh. Christian
Bale. Jack, any guesses? British actors that were initially going to play the villain in this movie before Gabriel was a thing? Any Brit, Pat?
Daniel Craig. That's the only one I could think of.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't.
Guys, Gerard Butler like Scottish?
He's Scottish, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he would be great in a Mission Impossible.
I'll still go with him.
I want to see him as like a villain, though.
He'd be a great villain.
He'd be amazing.
I want to see him be a villain
Just because
turned IMF.
Yeah,
Teaming with Cruise in the second movie.
Should he play Big Nick from Den of Thieves?
That'd be even better.
Oh, Big Nick versus Hunt.
Big Nick gets some like nuclear codes.
Muscles flexed.
Fuck. I will say, Noni, you guys are shooting a little old. It was Nicholas Hoult.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah.
What happened? Do you know?
I don't know. He just dropped out, and again, this is before
Get this villain rolled out.
That's true. Lex Luthor. He just had a great year. Juror number 2, The Order, Nosferatu.
He's very good.
Nosferatu.
I think maybe I was gonna say maybe like it would have worked as like AI like little twerp kind of role, but like again, I don't even think the entity had been part of the production yet. So like, I wonder what they would have done. And then Isai Morales joined, and they realized that he and Tom Cruise are close in age. So they're like, "What if he's someone from his past?" And they're like, "Dude." That's like the only real like. Again, we talked about the production and everything. That's the only like note I had, or like, what if
We have the introduction of Haley Atwell.
we do as Grace.
Mm-hmm.
We have the exit of Ilsa Faust. How do we think they did her?
Dirty.
You
Dirty.
think dirty?
Yeah.
Dirty.
I think so
Very
too.
dirty.
Yeah,
Getting stabbed
Stabbed on the bridge.
on
Yeah.
the bridge.
Little
I
anticlimactic.
I,
Cruz
mean,
didn't
I
even
love
make it.
I love that whole sequence of him running though.
It's very
It's
good.
done very well.
I think Cruz getting misled is pretty good,
Mhm.
Yo,
but
that's-
it's still just like go out bigger.
Yeah.
Well, part of me was wondering. I was like, "Is she coming back in Final Reckoning?" There are fan theories out there. Have you seen
Speculations.
I have seen
That she's alive?
that she's in the final shot?
Of
Final
I have
Reckoning.
not seen
You
that.
haven't seen
I didn't
that?
see that.
Oh, it's-
They're like, "Look at the hair." I've seen it. People are Faust build.
Yeah.
Does anyone? I mean, unless you guys remember, Super Bowl.
Oh shit!
2023.
I forgot
Does
about
anybody
that.
know? Take a guess.
that was
It was Chiefs.
Chiefs and
Eagles.
Yeah, that was
Yep,
Chiefs.
is
and
Chiefs,
Eagles.
Eagles, Chiefs won.
Final score.
That one was like 34-30, maybe
Okay,
34-28.
Super Bowl.
Pat.
So it was Chiefs, Eagles.
They
Wait,
Chiefs
wait,
probably
wait,
won
wait.
by-
Does anyone have any guesses on
Score
the final
guess?
score?
I've
I'll
got
go-
the score here.
I was gonna let people guess so I could.
Oh.
Oh, my bad.
30-27.
I saw.
Oh,
It was
phone.
38-35
Oh.
Chiefs.
halftime show.
Halftime show.
Does anyone know who it was?
Mm,
Wait, take a guess. Take a guess. Try and guess.
that was.
Oh, I remember this.
All right. Anyone-
It
What
was
was it?
Rihanna.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's good. Once again, just gonna let some
I
people
wouldn't
guess,
know.
but it's all right.
I couldn't think of anything. Where was that one at?
was
Arizona.
Arizona.
I think, yeah.
State Farm Stadium.
Glendale.
MVP was Mahomes. Referee was Carl Cheffers.
No wonder.
National anthem performed by Chris Stapleton. Coin toss was the Pat Tillman Foundation scholar Fabricia Flint. Kevin Harlan and Greg Olson did the play-by-play.
Who was commentating?
Kevin Burkhardt and Greg Olson, not Kevin Harlan.
Kevin Burkhardt.
Kevin Burkhardt. was great.
KB, Aaron Andrews, and Tom Rinaldi were the sideline reporters. Rules analyst Mike Pereira.
Greg Olson did a Super Bowl?
Yeah, with KB.
That's crazy. I didn't watch that one at all.
Now it'd
Yeah,
be Tom Brady.
Who would?
That's what
I
a
got
awful- what a
I got the
awful
meat and
career.
potatoes of 2023.
And
Here we
Here
go.
we
What we've been waiting for.
Yeah, I've been waiting for this.
Can I make a suggestion?
What?
Can you list the
Yeah, don't-
list the
don't-
winners with the nominees
Yeah.
so we have
I
ample
want-
time to guess?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Okay, so we got Anna Torv and Philip Perdue, The Last of Us,
For the Best Kiss Award.
Best Kiss Award,
MTV,
MTV,
yep.
2023.
Yep.
We got Harry Styles and David Dawson, My Policeman,
Okay.
Riley Keough
Riley
and
Keough.
Sam Claflin, Daisy Jones
and
and The Six. We got Madison Bailey and Rudy Pankow, Outer Banks.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We got Selena Gomez and Cara Delevingne.
Cara Delevingne.
Only Murders in the Building. Those are the nominees.
I am
Going
gonna
Outer
go.
Banks.
I'm going Outer Banks.
I'm
going
going with the
Outer
Harry
Banks.
Styles one.
Going Outer Banks.
It is Outer Banks.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You gotta go Outer
Wait,
Banks.
did we figure out who picks the winners? Is it MTV or is it like
I said I
fan
think.
voting?
I
Yeah,
said,
yeah,
I think
it's
we
fans.
Us.
yeah like we vote. I don't think they have a.
What season was this? 2023? Outer Banks.
Probably
watched it.
Probably 3.
Yeah, probably 3. Oh, how many seasons are there now?
I think there are 4. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that
that
was
was 3.
3. Yeah.
And I got a couple Kids' Choice Award winners.
Oh,
The favorite movie is Barbie.
Yeah,
okay.
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
What else was nominated?
Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom.
Okay.
Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire.
Oh, hell no.
Guards 2024. What the fuck?
Oh, hell no.
That movie
Guardians Volume 3,
Alright.
Little Mermaid, The
Like-
Marvels, Transformers Rise of the Beasts, and Wonka. A lot of nominees.
Dude, like
Wow.
Transformers: Rise of the Beasts and Guardians 3 came out like a full year before Ghostbusters. Frozen
Rise of the
Empire.
Beast was gas, man. That was a good.
They were in like
Transformers
1994.
movie. Yeah.
Aquaman: The Lost Kingdom. fuck out of here.
Yeah,
The title, The Marvels, just sounds like the Tim Robinson bit in Friendship.
The Marvels.
When he's like, "There's a new Marvel.
Thunderbolts.
There's a new Marvel. It's supposed to be nuts." We kind of just talked a lot about 2023. We can probably get into the movie. I'll get to my notes. We can get into the categories if you guys are ready.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Best scene. I have 5 nominations, and a lot of them I will say are kind of just long sequences.
Yeah.
But that doesn't matter.
That's all these movies are.
Number
used to
1.
it.
I have Ethan infiltrating the meeting of all the intelligence directors with him and Kittredge when he has the mask and he smokes the place out.
Yeah.
That's just
Good
some good Henry Czerny content,
Great mask reveal.
Oh yeah.
Love it.
Good to
That's
see,
one to my list.
good to see him after 1996. He's still kicking. And Ethan, I know you're upset. He has I think like 2 scenes in this movie. Fucking nuts.
Yeah,
He's just delivering some threatening sounding speeches like this machine is going to cost you.
So
Next
sick.
one.
So
It's going to be a ballistic war.
do you guys think there is that gadget he does, the gas that knocks the people out? Is that like a legit thing?
Like a shock grenade.
The gas that
Like a
knocks
flashbang?
people out in like a second,
It's like a
No.
flash.
and they're like
almost,
just
right?
okay, yeah. Like, is that a legit grenade thing?
I doubt it.
Probably
Yeah.
not.
I'd lean that
Yeah.
that's not real.
Like in the way that
I would
exact
heavily doubt
replica, like green mist shooting up the sides and knocking you out like that.
Maybe not even green, but like a gas
A
that will
little
knock
deployer?
you out, like
Yeah.
a big
Not
grenade
Not that
type
instantly.
thing.
No, not that it explodes that much gas in one. But I know there are like gas grenades.
Yeah.
You know why I think it works? Not the device, but just like its usage in that scene is it's right after like we're talking about like whether or not it's a real thing, and we're doubting it. We're saying no, that's not a real thing. It's used in the movie right after Kittredge reveals that the IMF is a thing, and everyone's just like some unknown force. Just leave word, and
If they
like
choose
they're
to
pointing
accept.
out the ridiculousness of it all, and then it's just like, guess what, bitch?
Yeah.
Number
Yeah.
2, I have the entire airport sequence
Hell yeah.
is a
Hell
delight
yeah.
is a delight to watch.
Oh.
It is.
We get our boy Shea Wiggum as Briggs.
He's so cool. Man.
Dude, I remember seeing this for the first time. We pretty much immediately locked in. Like that was the fucking man. He's just this whole movie. He's just really hunting. He's hunting for Hunt.
He just
know?
wants him.
He's
just trying to
hunting.
get him. He just wants to get him now.
And Luther's basically a goddamn wizard with his just like when he keeps like shoving guys for when he like tries to rip the guy's face, he thinks it's a mask. It's like, how is Luther doing this? But no one is safe from this freak.
And all while this is going on, Benji's trying to defuse a bomb.
Benji's
Oh,
always
why?
put in those rough situations.
Really?
Always.
Bomb
And of course,
vests.
They get it at the last second, even though there's
Yeah,
nothing.
even
in
though there's nothing to worry about.
it. But last second.
Although I wonder
You
if he
are
didn't get
done.
it, do you think it could have exploded?
Probably.
That there was secretly a bomb in there? They're just
No,
like,
I think
it's
that
trying to play
I think
mind
the-
tricks on
I
him.
think-
They just
entity.
wanted to get the facts.
Yeah,
out
they
of
had to gather the data.
him.
They knew he was done. No way. Not yet. We're not.
No, yeah, we are.
And then
Luther's so
you
awesome
got
in this
the
movie.
dude when they all reunite in the van in Rome, and you see him in the rear view, and he just like points to his hat.
Mhm.
Just, fuck yeah, dude. And then what was I gonna say? Fuck.
Airports?
Luther.
No,
Airport.
it was something about the airport. We can edit this out.
And he sees Gabriel for a second
Mhm.
Yeah.
in this
Yeah,
scene.
all that is like a bit confusing. Watching it like for the first time, it's like
Yeah.
what-
Who,
I
you're like,
remember-
who is this guy?
But it's like
This
all
was my
before.
first Mission Impossible
That's like how we
movie.
got into the Iron Man. Yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
thinking, I
Mhm.
remember thinking
just-
Gabriel was like a villain in the past movies. That
Yes.
He
I
was just a
remember-
continuous.
Exactly what I thought.
Me too.
I-
That's exactly what I thought.
I completely Oh, I was just gonna say nuclear bomb is something you should bother me with immediately. I don't know why I had to.
Nuclear bomb is
scour
what?
it. When they're like, he's like, there's a nuclear bomb. They're like, we don't want to bother you.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's like, you should bother me. Something you should bother me with immediately.
Luther and
This mission
Benji
is Terminator.
talking was fantastic when he's helping him defuse the bomb.
The
Going through
riddles.
the riddles.
Yeah, and how the lady answers the one.
Tomorrow. What is arriving but never comes?
Smart.
Ethan, what is a ride?
But
But never come.
He's got such a calming voice.
He
He
does.
like calm.
He intentionally put a little mystery in the tone of
Yeah,
it,
he's like,
too.
what is always arriving but never
They
comes?
notify Ethan about the bomb with 20 seconds left.
Yeah, they're like, hey, and they think that they're all about to get fucking bombed.
Yeah.
I thought they were like, I didn't know what they were gonna do until I saw like he like. What if he just didn't turn around the bomb and see like good luck?
Yeah, right.
Like what if he just
Yeah, I don't know.
what did he plan to do there?
Explode.
Yeah, he's not gonna die. Yeah.
Just bracing for it, I guess.
Mhm.
And we also get a great shot of all the wild is happening. Briggs is scouring the
Mhm.
entire
Oh.
airport.
And Ethan's, of course, running.
And there's
Briggs
one
and
time
his agents.
he's like running. He's like, where the hell is he? And then he's
Mhm.
he's above him,
Oh, that's
booking it.
the music, dude. Get out now.
Yeah, or Luther shutting the laptop.
boost.
Smash him.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
So good.
Next, I have the car chase in Rome.
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
It's great.
great.
You got Tom Cruise on a bike. Grace, you have to pull over.
She's an awful driver.
Oh, yeah.
in a
Yeah.
car
Like-
accident.
Like
And then she's like,
it's like she's not even trying. Does she not know how to drive?
I don't know.
Maybe she's just
Britain-
like too stressed out to concentrate, maybe, and the handcuffs throwing her off. Maybe
My favorite
I
part
find
about
it hard
that
to
scene.
defend that.
that's what I can justify.
My favorite part about the scene is them trying to figure out the little,
Fiat?
Yeah, it's like that. Like I don't know, 20-second.
Yeah, there's like the one. He's like, there's the way these make these cars. Sometimes it's just like it reminded me of when they were going down the stairs and they're being chased by Palm Clementif as a Paris in a big fucking like military
Giant
vehicle.
truck.
Insurgent.
It reminded me.
It was.
of-
I was thinking insurgent.
Insurgent pickup.
mhm.
It was reminding me of another late sequel released in 2023 that we haven't mentioned once, Fast X. And there's a sequence in that movie where Jason Momoa
Yeah.
has got a big bomb headed toward the Vatican, and Dom and the gang have to stop it. Billy, have you seen that
No.
one?
Oh my
It's
God.
fucking
For
awesome.
sure.
Jason Momoa has a bomb.
It's like
A giant
like,
circle. Like,
yeah, it's
bigger
like
than you.
it's like rolling through the streets of Rome. And it's headed toward the Vatican.
The Vatican.
The ending of that movie, wild.
It's insane.
I don't really feel like rewatch, even though I've seen it twice.
I
and like,
want to see it.
but
now.
we
You
might
have
have to
to see
do
it.
it at some
Mhm.
point.
We
I'll-
have to.
The shit with John Cena and the kids, nuts.
Yeah.
We need
It's insane.
Fast and Furious 2 months.
Yeah.
That would be like 2 months. There's
It'll
11
be
movies.
close to 3
Maybe
months.
if Fast X Part 2 ever does come out,
We'll do it.
we'll really first 2 weeks will be delightful. I love those first 2
We
weeks.
can make it a good time.
Oh, we'd have so much fun.
I think we should mark that in.
By
I'm
the time
down.
we get
Yeah,
to F9, might be a
I'm
little
definitely
tired,
down.
but
Let's
Yeah,
do it.
by F9 we're like,
yeah. And then
Yeah.
Pete Davidson's in the store for some reason, or was that X?
I think that was
Pete
that.
Davidson appeared in one of them, and he like got Tyrese and Ludacris high accidentally.
Mhm.
we're just like back again. Fast 9.
How many times did we
Let's get into the categories.
Let's get into the
Oh my
categories.
Family counter.
Oh my god! But the
Fam.
Too Fast, Too Furious is so good.
Well,
The movie's awesome.
Our
should
best
have a-
moments would be stacked.
Oh my
Mhm.
god!
Would be stacked with best moments.
Yeah, I just really wanted to mention the Vatican bomb
Yeah,
chase
that's
in
awesome.
Fast X because all the while it's happening, Jason Momoa was like up in some like bell tower or something, and he's like, like he's really
been
He was
messing
amped up.
he's really psyched about it. Next, I have just the whole Venice sequence. They're like at the party with Gabriel and
Mhm.
Vanessa Kirby shows up, the White Widow, and leads to Ilsa's demise. But the chase of Ethan and Paris in the alley, some good lighting, good
Yeah.
good shots of
So cool.
Tom Buck in it, good music in there.
Tom Cruise or Ethan, given the choice, he can either save Grace or Elsa.
Mm.
Why not just kill Grace right then and there?
Well, this is a man who doesn't want anyone to die. As Alec Baldwin said, you choose the one life over
Over the
millions.
million.
We were saying, like, why isn't
When
he
he
like,
was-
hey, kill Grace?
Yeah, when he's given the choice,
Right.
That'd be very out of character.
Yeah.
What if
Logically,
Ethan
yeah.
breaks
Yeah.
back?
Yeah.
Saving
Me,
it
I
makes
bet
the
he
Nah,
most
was-
sense.
he stands true through it all.
If I'm Elsa, I would be looking at Ethan and being like, "You just met this girl, like we've been through it together,
you're right.
Yeah.
I see that.
And then this one's really kind of breaking the rules of what a scene is, but just the train.
The train.
There's like 3 ways you could break it down. You could break it down into the cliff jump. You could break it down into like Ethan and Gabriel on top of the train, and then the train falling apart.
Yeah,
I guess you could break it into 3 little sections.
But yeah, just like the last 45 minutes.
Yeah,
pretty much.
because there's also Grace as the White Widow with Kittredge, closing the deal for the
Another
key.
mask reveal.
Some good facial acting by Vanessa Kirby.
Yep.
Seems it feels like it's Grace playing her,
Mm-hmm.
like
She's she's good in it.
any scenes I missed, I feel like I covered a lot of them.
The only other one I had was the desert shootout in the beginning.
That's a good
I
one.
enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I had that too.
And I got the opening in the submarine.
The Sevastopol.
Dude, they get
It's a great opening.
those guys get messed up by the missiles, dude.
Introduces us to the villain.
Yep.
The entity.
The entity
right
Yeah,
there.
entity.
The whole
I was watching it.
torpedo. There's no ship there.
That is the enemy right here in front of our eyes.
The tornado turned around, hitting the sub with its own missile.
I was
That was a
watching
great
it
opening.
yesterday, and when it like showed the entity, I was like, hey,
That opening
that's
is
just like the bucket.
really sick.
Yeah, that's not-
And I got the pre-train talk. That's what I put. Them planning,
yeah.
doing the plan. I love when they a nice plan
planning,
scene.
yeah.
Yeah, nice. Again, blueprints laid out.
Yeah.
Rogue Nation has a good one.
Slide.
in there.
Very good.
I am gonna go with
Computers with a bunch of code on it.
this is kind of
Things
tough
don't go to plan when they're planning.
because there's some show stopping stuff in here, but I was watching it yesterday, and the airport, like 20 minutes, is just unbelievable.
That's
I
what
love
I'm
the
going
airport.
with.
I'm going airport. I love
Airport,
the
airport,
scene.
airport.
Oh, I'm gonna go with the train, but if we're gonna specify it down, Gabriel and Ethan on top of the
Okay.
train.
The way he escapes.
Yeah.
The way he escapes, just the jumping over cars.
Mhm.
It's having to duck under shit.
That's
it's
so
just a
good. Plus,
classic
Shea Wiggum
train
comes
fight.
back on.
I like the kind of the throwback too to MI1 with the train.
Mm-hmm.
In the tunnel,
Mhm.
the helicopter.
Yeah, I like
So
Ethan
ridiculous.
jumped
That's
out at the end.
Oh my god.
This is more down to earth.
What are you going?
I'm
train.
going with the train too, but I guess specifically I would choose the train falling apart. Each cart slowly
Mhm.
falling down. They're trying to
And the fucking like
Race
keeps
up.
cutting back to like the kitchen. Like there's all
Yeah,
these
they
dishes
just can't
falling.
get
It's
out.
like,
the
fuck,
hot
this is
oil
so-
Just sliding.
spreading anywhere. She's like dangling, or no, she's. Ethan Hunt's telling Grace to like jump across.
She's
She's
not
not moving.
going.
Last second,
Keeps
she
grabbing
jumps.
him.
Is it a piano?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
good.
Something
it's
that
piano.
Falls down,
Snags it.
crushes.
And then Ethan escapes from
Yeah.
Briggs.
Yeah.
And he's a very smooth landing.
Oh yeah.
Luther gave him the speed wing,
Mm-hmm.
and then we get the Kittredge narration like our lives
Yeah.
are the sum of our choices. Best quote. I already said it, and I'm just gonna read the meat of it again. The man, this is what I wrote down. The man himself is expendable. He's not to be underestimated. A master of infiltration, deception, sabotage, and psych warfare. For all intents and purposes, ladies and gentlemen, a mind-reading, shape-shifting incarnation of chaos.
That is mine.
From Briggs.
That is exact. Well, I had the entire thing.
The
but-
entire thing.
Yeah.
Jack, do you have a best quote?
I have. Other than that, I have. If you want to beat this thing, you have to start thinking like cold, logical, unemotional. Luther.
Forging trust
Okay.
against an algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I got.
Billy can go first.
I have a nuclear bomb is something you bother me with
Immediately.
immediately.
Mr. Krabs with the shopping list
This
goes.
mission
It's
is
terminated.
terminated.
Get out now.
I had a few. I didn't put who put this, but it's in the beginning. Someone says, "And we are impossible to find." I was like, Mission Impossible.
No.
How fitting.
I think
The one who's
there's
sick in the meeting.
I think someone on the submarine maybe. I'm like,
Oh,
Someone can
yeah.
find
Someone on the sub says Dead Reckoning.
Dude, they were boasting about their stealth capabilities.
How it's impossible.
And then Briggs talking about Ethan in the airport. He's jerking our chains.
What a good chain jerk.
And then Luther
Mm-hmm.
talking about all the combinations on the bomb. 1.5 billion
Combination.
possible combinations.
Like right off the
Give
bat,
a take.
he didn't even have to think about it. He knew it.
You know how many times he's been in that scenario?
Like outside of the IMF, just side work.
1.5 billion.
Billion.
Awesome.
Some great Ving Rhames in this movie. We love him.
Love him.
And my favorite quote, Ethan to Gabriel, if anything happens to either of them,
Mhm.
there is no place on earth where you or your God will be safe from me. There's no place that I won't go to kill you. That is written.
That's
Son of
hard.
That's Ethan Hunt right there.
That is
You know, he's showing who he is.
Oh,
That is
He's
awesome.
boss.
he's boss.
Big bossy.
He is boss.
We will go anywhere.
Sixth man. I initially had Briggs, and then he's in it a little more than
Yeah.
I remembered. So I'm gonna go Kittredge.
Yeah,
Anytime he's sitting across from Tom Cruise, such as in Mission Impossible or in Dead Reckoning, they just cook.
I also like the dude that gets like kicked out of the window on the train. Like, I don't know why. Just get him out of here.
I'm going Italian guy in the airport.
That was mine.
Trying to rip his face off.
That was mine. The Italian
the
guy.
Italian dude.
Oh yeah, when he thinks it's Ethan wearing a mask.
Yeah.
Is it like
Just
tongue
into
gets
his
in his
mouth.
mouth?
Yeah, his tongue's in his mouth. He's stretching him out.
He's jerking his chain.
But he's just standing there.
Yeah, he's taking it. And then it like shows him on camera again. They're still messing with him.
Pat.
I forgot to put one.
Okay.
So no comment.
Kittredge.
Best shot. I've got just the long take cliff jump.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking
Yeah.
baller shit.
Yep.
There is one of
I
Ethan.
also like him running down the airport. Sorry.
No, you're good. There's one of Ethan and someone else. He's like leaning on the rail. I think they're in Venice.
Ethan and Elsa.
Yeah, Ethan and
She's
Elsa.
like, it's my first time in Venice.
Yeah, yep, that's exactly the shot.
There's a good shot of Ethan in like the Venice chase. Like there's a bunch of candles. Tom Cruise doing the classic.
The candles,
bucket.
yeah.
That's
I
good,
was
too.
gonna, any like shot of just Tom Cruise full extension. Like,
Yeah, in the pose.
yeah.
Pat.
Dead bodies floating up to the ice in the
Yep.
beginning.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Great shot. And I'm going, my best shot is Ethan in his mask. It's green, there's smoke everywhere with the gas mask on.
Dude.
That is like one of the hardest
It's
shots
a
ever.
hard shot.
Billy.
I'm going with the cliff jump.
Cliff jump.
Just
Fucking
so
Cliff jump is great.
best moment. I got a lot. I have when Ethan fucking crashes through the train. That's like,
Yeah.
I've said it before with the McQuarrie movies, but like you can tell the influence on silent movies and like silent stunt work on these, and it's like no clearer than that. Like, it's like this sick ass jump that leads to just like a super slapsticky landing, but like it's way better than if he had just like landed on the train. You know, shit gets messy sometimes.
Best moments. I like Ethan's magic tricks in the airport.
I do love the magic tricks.
You
How does he
know,
do that?
I like when he's just him running in the airport. It's like they're Benji and Luther's banter in the airport.
He trained with David Blaine for like 7.5 months.
Learn sleight of hand.
Yeah.
He trained with Joe Bluth.
I don't know.
Tony Wonder.
There's so many.
That Ben Stiller's magician character.
But yeah,
on
I just
Arrested
go with
Development.
Ethan's magic tricks.
You know, Tony Wonder baked himself into a loaf of bread to feed the troops.
Okay.
I got to Arrested Development season 2, episode like 4.
My best moments, I had gas bomb in the office.
Yeah.
Love the gas bomb. I had after I think they crashed the BMW, or the girl crashed the BMW. Grace, right?
Grace,
She
yeah.
crashed it, and then Ethan's chasing her on a bike, and then all of a sudden, after she crashes, the two guys standing there. All he sees the
The
bike
bike.
come in and take the two
and
guys
then
out.
and then he throws the guy's head through
Yeah.
the window.
Yeah, I love that. And then Ethan drifting the BMW and hits the scooters and just goes, "Scooters, damn it!" And then just the trying to figure out the Fiat, like they're
Yeah.
like, well,
That is these cards.
clicking buttons. That's all I got.
Yeah.
Billy.
I'm a sucker for mask reveals. I'm going with the mask reveal
With the gas.
with the gas.
Great moment.
Great moment.
Before he
I'd be fooled.
Before
I
it's
was
the
fooled.
mask reveal, like this guy's just looking so suspicious in
He's a
this meeting.
strange looking guy.
Yeah, he's got these big eyes. He's like not blinking.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of Cody Rhodes for some reason.
I
Did you think the same thing?
I saw the exact same thing.
Yeah.
I've seen Cody Rhodes in that man's face once or twice before.
Yeah, I got a list of few.
Trying to talk and murder my thirst at the same time.
Yeah.
The Ethan mask reveal.
Yep.
But also Ethan putting on the Kittredge mask. It's
Yeah.
also
Yeah, it's like
I love seeing them
Oh,
put the mask on.
I got all the goons taking a pistol at the airport.
Oh, yeah.
That was pretty sweet.
That's the best shot candidate.
And then
That's a good one.
Oh, yeah.
no one is safe from Phineas Freak, and then Luther winks.
Mhm.
The Luther wink,
Love a good Luther wink.
and then Ethan magic tricks.
Of course.
After Ethan says the mission is terminated at the airport, Luther closing the laptops.
I don't. Wait. I want to figure something out real quick. I think it's funny that we all thought that was noteworthy because I mentioned it earlier too, but I'm trying to figure out why.
It's just
why do we like Ethan closing laptop? But I thought the same thing too, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
Would Mission Impossible be the same without Luther?
No.
No.
Who could There's no one that can
No
replace
one.
him. No one can replace him.
No. He aside from Ethan, he's the only one to be in every single one.
Yeah.
Even though he's barely in Ghost Protocol, but still.
And imagine Badlands as Luther.
That
That could
would-
work. That would
That
work.
that could work.
That could work.
Badlands.
Badlands as Luther. That'd be so great.
Okay, I got Briggs at the airport talking about Ethan. He's got to be here somewhere, and then you see Ethan running on the roof behind
great.
him.
Yeah.
Really far, yeah.
And then I got Ethan is the two dudes with the motorcycle, then shoves the guy's head in the window.
Great.
The
Great moment.
big truck mowing through the mopeds
Oh.
or scooters, as you will.
And then bouncing down the stairs.
And
Which
then
reminded me of the Vatican bomb chasing Fast X.
I got Briggs tasing the security guards at the party.
Yeah.
And then Hunt's roll in the club scene when he jumps off the ledge a little bit. He does a nice roll.
Does he?
Oh yeah. And then I think this is up there at the party when Briggs sees Ethan at the party. He points at him and then immediately starts running as fast as he can. And then of course the jump.
The jump.
And then Briggs talking to Kittredge after they're telling the planet everyone move to the back of the train. He said, "Since you're not really here, sir, it shouldn't concern you," and then winks at him.
Some good winking. Shea Wiggum and Ving Rhames wink off.
Who wins? Shea Wiggum. No,
Yeah, that's what I got for the best moments.
Those are all great.
Who could Ed Harris have played? I have director Denlinger, played by Cary Elwes. He has a moment in the initial meeting where he's like, "I'm the goddamn director of national intelligence," and I thought Ed could put some heat on that line.
I just put him in that meeting. It's one of those.
Yeah,
guys
just any
throwing
of them.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, like any of the Charles Parnell,
Mhm.
Rob Delaney characters. Yeah.
I could see that too, but in some universe, could it be possible for him to be Briggs?
If he was a little
I can
younger,
see it.
He's a little bit
I
younger,
can see
yeah.
it.
He has
that crossed my mind.
I can
Yeah.
see him having the determination
Yeah,
to
Right.
find this
Yeah.
rogue guy.
exactly.
Who he's got a personal beef with.
Yeah.
I just want Kittredge.
Yeah, of course.
I got I don't know how somehow make him the entity.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Well, you know how
He's
the
behind it all.
entity when it's in action makes that noise
Yeah.
maybe it's Ed Harris saying "God damn it,"
Ed Harris clearing his throat.
or no, it'd be Ed Harris and Payne again saying "Dolphin fish."
Dolphin fish.
Dolphin
Dolphin
fish.
fish. Dolphin fish. Over and over.
Jack, did you have Ed Harris?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
it's
said
Briggs.
it could be Briggs, yeah.
I could see Briggs.
Don't do it. All right, the Don't Do It Blart safety never takes a holiday award for excellence and on-screen bravery. Now you would think I would go with the cliff jump because it is excellence and on-screen bravery. But in the spirit of the quote after which this category is named, I went with Ethan jumping off the train at the end, escaping Briggs in the speed wing because he's like, "Hunt." He's basically saying, "Don't do it, Hunt."
Yeah.
Which
Don't
reminded
do it,
me
Hunt.
of "Don't do it, Blart." Billy, you gotta say it.
Don't do it, Blart! Every time.
I'm going with the cliff jump.
Yeah,
Probably gonna go Cliff
that's the
Jump.
reasonable answer.
Probably gonna go Cliff Jump.
Yeah, I'm going jump.
I got two, and neither are the cliff jump.
Wow.
So I got
I would assume both were.
not even a don't do it Bart type thing, but Ethan in the desert, before the shootout, he is so poorly hidden. Just
Behind the little
just
dude.
behind.
is.
I'm just thinking don't do it, Hunt. Like,
Yeah.
get better coverage.
In gear.
That was
You know?
another one of my shots when he's laying on
With
the
the
horse
horse.
on the ground.
I was thinking, how did he get the horse to like take a nap with him? Basically,
He
They're
trained with a
cuddling.
horse trainer for
Yeah, for
Yeah.
20 years.
Worked on
Yeah,
a horse
very-
farm.
We're done with farm.
He gets caught real easy, as we see in the movie.
He did.
He could have done a better job at
He could.
camouflaging
exactly.
himself.
Don't do
And
it,
then,
Hunt.
quite literally, we got Briggs quoting. He says, "Hunt, don't you do it." When he's about to kill Gabriel on top of the train, he literally says, "Hunt, don't you do it."
Don't
And
do it, Hunt.
That's exactly in the spirit of what we're quoting.
Exactly.
Any final lingering
I got
thoughts,
some stuff.
questions,
Let's hear it.
comments?
I got a
concerns?
question.
Okay.
So, the bomb on the train tracks has a 3-minute timer.
Mhm.
Why does the bomb have a timer? Like, why not just blow the bomb up immediately? I never understood that, like, in movies. Why not? Why have a timer for the bomb? Why not just explode it right away?
That's a good question.
I mean, for the movie, it creates, like,
Yeah.
Suspense.
But logistically, if I'm a bad guy, why am I waiting 3 minutes for this bomb to blow up?
Why am I giving them a chance?
That's a
Yeah.
good point.
Yeah,
don't
that's a
know.
good point.
I never thought about that.
Yeah, just build suspense. That's really it.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
would
if it blew up.
If it blew up, then okay, it blew up.
And then, any guesses on any pluses or minuses? I got both.
I can't ever possibly predict these. So
Yeah.
I,
I'm gonna
They're
say a
always
plus
all over
or
the
2
place.
for the masks.
yeah.
Always, but not what I
Always?
have written
Okay.
down.
Minus. I do know one of your minuses actually, so I won't spoil it. You told me one of them.
Okay, so I got 2 kind of minuses. Not necessarily minuses, but just like the bomb defused at the last second. 0.02 seconds left on the clock when they defuse the bomb.
They're always
I
cutting
don't
to
know
the
why
point.
that's a minus. That's their like staple.
I know, but just like it's
That's
like
Would you rather
come
it's
on.
with like
But
2
like,
minutes?
but like
left?
it's going
I get
to
it.
happen.
But
You
I-
go in watching Mission Impossible,
I know.
knowing that's gonna happen.
But it's just like it's just like come on, come on, and then
Okay.
so for something, another thing you said for the best moment, him hitting the train.
Yeah.
That
You didn't
It's-
like it?
I got a problem with it.
Okay.
Him like coming
He
in.
hits the plane at the right exact time, hits the dude. Like that could have been more
He's-
perfect. I mean, I know it's Mission Impossible, but
Yeah,
like
he's fun.
realistically, that's not. He's not doing that.
Well, realistically,
And-
there is no Ethan Hunt.
And he would be basically crippled. Going full speed into the side of a moving train. He just brushes it off like, oh, nothing
You
happened.
know what?
He's taking a lot
And his
worse.
parachute was still
Yeah.
outside of the train when he gets sucked out.
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
fine.
it's a little hokey. It's a Mission Impossible movie, but still, I had to acknowledge it.
Anything is possible.
Yeah, anything
And-
possible.
Another thing, for the keys being so important, they get pickpocketed a lot.
They do.
They do.
They
Yeah,
get the
very easily.
buyer at the airport.
Yep.
Why is he walking around with it?
He gets that pickpocketed.
And why is it right here? Well, I know that was.
Ethan gets it pickpocketed from him at the airport.
How was it right there?
I think
Kittredge,
Was it from the back?
Yeah.
I think it was right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I could see that.
Kittredge on the train gets it pickpocketed,
Yeah.
and Gabriel gets it pickpocketed.
Uh-huh.
That's 4
Yeah,
times
that's
gets
4.
pickpocketed for something
They're masters.
like the world's most
so
important
little.
thing at the moment.
But how do you like? There's no way to pickpocket somebody like that.
They're
It's just like
masters.
for
There's
something
not-
so
no, you
important, I
can't be a
feel
master
like
at that.
it was
Yeah.
getting a little.
You can't be a
stolen
master
way
at that
too
without
much.
me going like
They
this
are.
to you. There's no way to be a master unless
Well, they
I
are.
had a fishing
You
hook
say they
string
are,
and
but
I
they
like
are.
just threw it and it landed in your pocket and I just like pulled something out. Even you would feel it. I mean, like there's
Okay.
just not. There's no way.
But they did.
Technically, technically they didn't.
They did. Ethan Hunt did it.
Realistically,
But it,
like outside of Mission Impossible, you can't pickpocket somebody like that. You can't. You just can't.
I
How about
agree.
put
I agree.
pocketing? Like she puts it in the guy's blazer.
Well, you know,
That's
the world,
that's a little bit more.
we're in the
realistic.
world of
Yeah.
Ethan Hunt. Mission
Yeah,
Impossible.
you know,
so
we
you
can
got, you
fly
gotta take it in
into
that.
the middle of a train.
That's my minus actually. Is the pickpocket?
Yeah, that's what I put.
That's
For
a
something-
minus.
I got 2 pluses.
Okay.
So you're-
Riddles.
So you're even.
I got a plus for riddles. I like the riddles.
Okay.
I like them. And then
There's a
I
guy from Batman named the Riddler. I think you'd get a kick out of him.
the buyer's name at the airport was Otto von Bork.
Nice.
I get a plus for that
Oh,
name.
that's sick.
Otto von Bork.
And who delivers that line?
That is the only one I'm
Finger-
giving you on everything you just said.
Otto von
Oh, so I got some notes I didn't even see.
Otto John.
Sixth man, I guess. I do have a sixth man.
Oh.
Just because I don't even remember his name, the guy from Saw.
Carrie-O was director Denlinger.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just because he's the guy from Saw.
He cooks in this.
What guy? What guy from Saw?
He was the guy from the first one.
The doctor?
Mhm.
I thought he
Chained
looked
up.
familiar. I thought he looked familiar.
And another
Dr. Gordon.
Dr. Gordon.
Mhm.
how
Gordon.
so when the car is like flipping when they're in the car chase, how do
How
they
do they
switch
switch?
seats?
You can see him like
They
in the
flip.
But they
Yeah.
don't even notice. They're just like, huh? How do we switch
Well,
seats?
that again, I bring it up every time, but that just harkens back to the silent comedy, inspiration
Yeah.
behind Chris McQuarrie.
And once again,
I feel like you would notice if you were literally moved from your seat into another seat, bypassing someone else that you're handcuffed to.
perfectly.
I
And
don't
then once
think
again,
I don't think it's like how did this happen? Well, it's like it's like you know what I mean? Like, it's not like, oh my god, we can't believe that.
Yeah, it's kind of just a brief like.
yeah. Like, whoa, that happened.
but once again, it's another unrealistic moment
Yeah.
that would have you crippled.
That would not happen.
And then they were like, "Oh, okay."
Vaporized.
I get it though.
Yeah.
It's an
I mean, I
actual-
get it.
Impossible.
I
guys.
know.
It's Mission Impossible.
But
But
I'm
still.
just thinking, like, real worldly.
Of course.
That's
A
your
lot of-
first
a lot of
mistake.
movies-
in
a lot of
real
movies
world.
have this.
Well, that's why I'm bringing it to light.
Thank you, Pat.
And then that's all I got for Mission Impossible.
What did you guys watch on?
4K UHD.
No, the
Paramount
4K.
Plus.
4K.
Prime.
Mm.
No flex bottom.
No fix, Baba.
It's just why would I? You
Yeah.
know, I could.
You got
Good. Always.
I could.
the Prime stream's absolutely
Flex
better
Baba has all
quality.
movies.
Did we have a self-destructive message in this one?
We did.
Yeah.
Oh,
the,
okay.
the post.
I got a little note too. I think that could have been. It could have been a little cooler. I feel like they've all been really
What?
cool.
The self-destructive
The
message.
self-destructive message.
I never liked the subtleness of this one. Like, it wasn't like anything too big.
It fit. I feel like it fit the vibe of this
Yeah.
one better. Like
Mhm.
if they had the exploding sunglasses in MI2
Yeah.
are the
Yeah,
vibe of that
yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
You're like, fuck yeah, Limp
Mhm.
Bizkit, John Woo, holy shit.
But we didn't get
That's
a.
sick.
We did not.
We did not.
No.
We haven't had one for the past
hanging
three.
we got a
insane.
mask.
We did get. We did
Yeah,
get a few
we
match
did a couple
calls.
match
So 2 for
calls.
3. I'll give it to him.
All right, do we want to talk briefly about Final Reckoning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all went to see it as we've mentioned in IMAX.
Yes, we
have one bucket here, but we all got one.
We all got one.
We
Yeah.
all did give it.
I would
We
like
stimulated the fuck out of the economy.
to see it a second time
Me
to get
too.
more thoughts, but I did like it a lot.
I
Me
loved
too.
it.
I agree.
I liked it,
I don't want to give my full thoughts because I really don't know yet. Like, I
Yeah.
want to see it again.
and also
Yeah.
some of the stuff I have a few issues with.
Yep.
Maybe not even issues. Could be considered spoilers.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil anything. But it was a great time at the movies,
Mhm.
and the stuff you go to these movies for, really, the Tom Cruise doing insane shit, it delivers.
Yeah.
100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Go
The-
see this movie.
Expect
The
excitement.
biplane sequence is out of this
my
fucking
God.
world.
It's definitely something to see.
Absolutely.
Everyone,
The
you
end
gotta
in
watch that.
IMAX.
In IMAX,
In
in
the
IMAX.
biggest
Even
screen possible.
even if you're not an action fan, like that scene is to be watched.
Yeah.
It's
You
incredible.
have to.
The submarine scene's pretty
Submarine
awesome.
is
It was
awesome.
great.
Submarine's amazing.
Yeah, we
They
get
got-
some,
yeah, they
and this
nailed
isn't a
those
spoiler,
spots.
but we get the return of William Donlow,
Mhm.
Mm,
Yeah.
yes, we do.
our guy from the first
Yep.
one. So yeah, it was definitely a great time at the movies. And as for what we're doing next week, so we've got 3 movies left on our wheel, and Billy brought up an interesting idea.
Mhm.
What if instead of spinning, we just go in release order because there's only 3?
Okay.
So that would mean Step Brothers is next.
Oh, I'm
we go with
in
that.
for that. Hell yeah.
All
I'm
right.
down.
So this was Mission Impossible:
I
Dead
got-
Reckoning Part 1.
I got one more thing before we
Oh
end.
no.
Okay.
What do you got, Pat?
I brought this up with Billy a little bit earlier in the week. Just nothing to do with movies whatsoever. Just a little brief discussion about any topic.
Oh, this?
Yeah,
Oh,
anyone can
man.
think of one if we have one. Mine today is toothpaste. Why are there so many types of toothpaste?
Well,
You go to the store, there's a whole aisle of different types of toothpaste. I looked it up. Colgate alone has over 40 types of toothpaste.
Like flavors?
Yeah, different types. You know, sparkly strips,
Big dentistry,
different
man.
colors. Like, you never think about it.
Are you saying like
why is there so many types of toothpaste?
different? Yeah, you're saying like why is there 40 types of
Yeah.
Colgate? I can't. Right.
Well,
I mean, you just read the back of them. I guess I have no idea
Like,
what goes.
you go
into
to the store, you
toothpaste.
just pick out whichever one looks
you're
fancy.
a company.
No, I've actually ran into that. Like I've been to the store and I'm like, what is the best? Like why?
Like,
why?
you got some $2 toothpaste, and there's like $15 tubs of toothpaste.
Yeah.
Well, think about it this way:
That's
you're
a
a
lot,
company,
man.
right? You drop toothpaste. Like we just dropped our first line of toothpaste. Okay, they're selling, they're doing good. What's next? What more can you do with toothpaste other than making different flavors, different colors,
I bet
bigger
they
tubs,
just.
smaller
bigger
tubs?
tubs.
What can you physically do? You have
Not
to.
much.
I
You have to
assume-
keep
Limited
pushing out the product.
I assume most two all are very similar. Just every single one probably just has one more different like addition to it, and they call it a different thing.
Like 3
But I-
times whitening.
I've
New
ran
brand.
into that. There's definitely too much, but
There's
there's
too
also
much
like
toothpaste.
there's too much of everything.
I'm
There's
a
too
big
much of
fan
every
of-
single product.
Cartoon, like children's cartoon toothpaste, the SpongeBob,
SpongeBob.
Like,
tubes.
the bubble
Shrek.
mint? Is it mostly
Shrek.
bubble mint, the
Shrek.
kids?
Yeah,
Yeah.
do you remember the toothpaste?
I
dispenser
can
on
get
the
down with
wall?
bubble mint.
The touch and brush.
The
touch and brush.
And then the toothbrushes that play music.
Tooth
Oh,
tunes.
Oh, I
Like,
had
I had that as well.
You can listen to Burn It
can
Up
I
by the
not-
Jonas
like,
Brothers
is that
and
stuff
right into your
worse
fucking
for me
cranium.
than other stuff?
I have no idea.
Like, why are we giving it to the kids then? Just because it tastes better? Then we shouldn't be doing that.
I think it's because
That's
it's
probably
kids don't like mint.
We shouldn't be
flavor.
doing that. We should be cleaning their teeth properly, not just giving them a taste.
I,
thing.
I think
agree.
it
Yeah.
does
Agree,
the
yeah.
same amount
Yeah.
of cleaning.
How?
It
Because
just
they're definitely.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Why can't
That's
I just go
flavor.
use that stuff then? Why
you
don't
can.
I? But does it actually clean my mouth better?
I
Or
don't.
the
I
same
don't.
amount.
Maybe they're for baby teeth
That's
and they're
what-
going to fall
that-
out anyway.
Brings up my topic.
That's
It
true.
does like the special types of toothpaste doesn't have an impact at all.
I don't think so.
I think
mean,
you
they're
have
all
to talk
made
to your
with-
dentist about
Because
that.
like
Right,
when
with
you
the
go to the
dentist.
dentist and they give you the little
Yeah.
bag with a tiny thing of toothpaste, they just give you the white Colgate. No, it's good enough for the dentist. It's good enough
It
for
does
me.
the job.
Should we get a dentist on the pod?
Yeah.
Should we?
Talk to
We
him?
should.
Or
You see,
should we
like,
just
the-
become a full Everybody's Live type show? We have a topic every week and an
That-
expert on it.
Something random every fucking
Seems
week.
like
You
that's
ever seen like the freak like black toothpaste that people
Yeah,
have?
I've used that.
fuck?
It's
You
a
use
charcoal.
it? Like the
I've
charcoal
used it.
toothpaste?
What about
It's
purple
charcoal,
toothpaste?
yeah.
Do you ever see
Like
the charcoal?
purple
The
head?
The purple, yeah.
purple.
I don't even
Yeah,
know what
because that's what's
purple
supposed. It's
toothpaste
supposed to
is.
break the yellow on your teeth.
Like I think that's all like a scam.
Yeah, most of it
Like-
is.
Yeah.
Does it even work?
Most of it is a scam, and most of it does not work.
Yeah. I just wonder what you guys thought about
No,
toothpaste.
I've thought about it.
Like I said, though, I mean, you're a toothpaste company. You got to keep them coming. You know, what more can you really do?
Do we think people brushing their teeth, do we think the rate is up or down right now?
Probably down. Yeah,
Definitely.
definitely down.
It's down. Yeah,
I'd
it's
say.
down.
All right.
Well, that was Mission Impossible.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with
toothpaste.
with,
It's over.
with an odd toothpaste interlude.
But
Next
we
week,
I like that.
finished it.
no, it wasn't bad. It was just I wasn't expecting it.
I like that.
Next week we're gonna do Step Brothers.
Yes, I can't
Oh,
wait.
yeah.
That's awesome.
All right,
Heck
we'll
yeah,
see
man.
everyone next week. We'll talk about Dane Cook pay per view.
Bye bye.
Bye.
You dump and you dump her fast.
Dumper?